Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Definitive Yo-Yo. And today, well, we're talking sophistication. Today, we're featuring yet another yo-yo from Mr. Damian Puckett. Another version of the Wisteria, the Moonrock edition. And I have to admit, this makes me feel some type of way. This is Mr. Damian Puckett, who has become increasingly popular in the yo-yo scene. Some of his stuff has appeared on Yo-Yo Expert, and he is leaving his stank all over the community. Well, not stank. Let's go with musk. Scent? No, the proper word is miasma. He's leaving his miasma all over the yo-yo community. With a whole bunch of different releases, as pictured. No official name for this colorway, so we just called it orange. After our Mooney Wisteria release, this power came out, and I have to say, it looks pretty interesting. But all in all, Mr. Puckett has built up a solid reputation. Check out all these yo-yos, from the beginning to the last. He's not the only one rocking that shiny lunar surface. We got the Moonrock Icarus by Dr. Popular, alongside the Moonrock Sean Exploder. Yo-Yo Friends throws in their effort with the Moonrock Shortcut, as well as this Moonrock Koi. And it seems like they're the ones throwing in the most, because we got a few other Moonrock Edition yo-yos, including the Hummingbird, the Magpie, and the Peregrine. So, Damian Puckett is in good company. And coming soon, Atmos Projects adds to the festivities by providing a Moonrock version of the Cloudberry, the Goji, and the April. So this is a hot trend for sure. This piece definitely ups the yo-yo's sophistication factor. That's weird, because you don't necessarily think of a child's toy as a sophisticated piece of gentleman leisure. But gentleman leisure it is, and I like a bit of GQ. Toys are one thing, but sometimes you gotta dress it up for the ladies. Ladies. I really like this piece. Since the very first Wisteria, I've been a big fan through every iteration, especially the titanium. You can go back in the history of my videos and see a shootout where I touched on quite a few of them, including the 1.5, the titanium, the brushed titanium, and I really do like the titanium most of all, that and the original. We'll do a bit of a shootout where we compare the ones that I have left, including the titanium, the original, and our Moonrock edition. We'll do that in a minute. Before we do that, don't confuse this with those magnesium yo-yos, like this MVSS, the Turning Point Radix, the Derivative, also by Turning Point, the Cloud Strike. These are yo-yos that were magnesium and they look similar, but they're not. I've touched quite a few Wisterias, but these are the last three that I possess. And before we get into that, let's check the numbers. So what we have is a 58 millimeter diameter, 706A body, and it's a Wisteria, so I'm pretty confident in what I'm getting. But that anode, well, that's not something that I want to damage. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet. It absorbs oils, so you do have to wipe it down every once in a while. Which translates into I'm not going to be taking this outside too much. With that being said, The idea of going to the moon has always been a crazy notion. Now, you can throw a lot of math and a lot of money at this, but it's still a madman's endeavor. Because space is cruel, merciless, cold, and without remorse. You can end up making mistakes and find yourself in the plot of a horror movie. And because this yo-yo represents sophistication, well, I kind of wanted to dress it up a little bit. And how does the yo-yo play? Well, it plays just a smidge less than the original bimetal or the titanium. It's a little thin. I've been playing with some very wide yo-yos, and this one is just something to get used to. It is a fantastic monometal, but the bimetal does outplay it. It feels supremely premier with the anode, but I'm afraid it'll chip. So, like I said, fingerprint, and it does absorb the hand oil, so you may have to rub that down if you don't want to get a patina on it. I'm not exactly sure. It's still kind of new. I've never dealt with these anodes, but I still love this yo-yo. It also has just a little less spin than the bimetal, which you would expect. But overall, this is a great yo-yo. Not a shell queen, but a playable option, for real. Pulling out the original makes me remember exactly why I love the Wisteria. This thing feels like an old friend in the hand. Being a bimetal, you can expect that extra material to drive spin just a little farther, which is typical. However, the dimensions of both of these yo-yos, monometal and bimetal, are pretty similar. So the play dynamic is not as different as you would expect. But you better be pretty sure of what you're doing, because that monometal is not as forgiving as the bimetal, I see. The titanium and the monometal feel very much alike, but the titanium, its body and its walls feel thick in comparison, thicker even than the bimetal, the original. But they play very similarly. Let's call it a family dynamic. The three yo-yos feel like three versions of the same car with similar specs and similar play dynamic. Think of it like a car with three different versions. You have your entry level, your mid-range, and your deluxe. And I would say out of the three of these yo-yos, the bimetal plays the best. But you can't go wrong with Damian Puckett's family of products. All in all, the monometal is a dope yo-yo. But check out what we get into for next time. Yes, I know you guys have been waiting on this one. And there are some key differences between this and the plastic phobia. We'll check out both in the next video. Until then, friends, this has been the Moonrock edition of the Wisteria by Damian Puckett. A nice little trend that I like to see more of, because that Moonrock anode is pretty nice. All right, y'all. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace.